What is up, YouTube? I'm Jared. You're watching Spinning Wheel. It is time to release the number one spot on my top 10 supercars list. It is the Koenigsegg 1-1. The Koenigsegg 1-1 was a sort of one-off car that they only made 6 of that they actually sold. They did make 7 total, one that they kept in-house to sort of do R&D with, but also to test new ideas and products for the future that will go on the future Agera RS and other cars that they will in the future create. So, let's get right into it. Alright, let's talk about that price. $2.8 million was the price for this. Having only made 6 of them and already selling them, you can't technically buy one. You could wait for one to come up for sale, possibly. Or you can wait until the new Agera RS comes out, which is going to have a lot of the same technology, a lot of the same features, and all that good stuff. And that's only going to cost you about $1.5 million. The 1-1 is definitely way cooler. But yeah, you're gonna have to wait a lot longer for one of those probably, and it's gonna cost you a lot more. Top speed of the 1-1 has not actually been tested, as far as I could find at least. Koenigsegg says that they are more interested in track time speeds than top speeds, and when you're making a mega car, as they're calling this one, not even a hypercar, this is a step further, I guess that's really all that matters, because if you're already into that realm of mega car and you're the only one making it, who cares about how fast the thing goes in a straight line? Why not figure out how fast it goes around the Nürburgring? Having said that, the car has been tested in a couple, in a 0 to 200 run, back to 0. So 0 to 200 miles an hour, back to 0. That run took just over 20 seconds. 20 seconds. 0 to 200, I think, takes like 14.5 seconds. 14.5 seconds to go from 0 to 200 miles an hour. That's crazy. The engine of the Koenigsegg 1-1 is a in-house built V8, 4 valves per cylinder, twin turbocharged setup. It's a 5.0 liter that they have developed that produces 1,360 horsepower. That's right, 1,360 horsepower. The reason the 1-1 is called the 1-1 is because that the power to weight ratio is actually 1 to 1. That means 1 horsepower for every kilogram of weight. Yes, they're built in Sweden, so they go by kilograms, not pounds. 1 horsepower to 1 kilo of weight. That is ridiculous. The cool thing about the engines that Koenigsegg are producing is that they can run off multiple fuel types. They can run off any flex fuel or high performance octane or even regular gasoline. That's really cool and ingenious. Makes it very different from what everybody else is doing, running like the high octanes or doing a high octane and an electric motor to produce more or extra power. Koenigsegg has stayed with just the gasoline engine, but given it a couple fuel options, which I think is genius and inventive, and it saves weight in the long run because you don't have dual systems running, and you're not going to have the electronic confusion for a computer of running 2 motors. The gearbox inside the Koenigsegg 1-1 is a 7-speed, dual clutch, paddle shift actuated gearbox that just shifts faster than anything out there. Koenigsegg, again, builds this in-house. They don't use somebody else's gearbox. This is specifically built for this car to save as much weight as possible, but also shift as fast as possible to get those ridiculous speed times that they get doing 0 to 200 in 14.5 seconds. thanks to the transmission. I mean, without the transmission shifting as fast as it does, you would lose power in between those shifts. So I do really quickly want to plug Drive Network. They've done a mini series or a couple of series on the Koenigsegg and the Koenigsegg 1.1. Go ahead and click right here. I'll put a link here, and I'll also put one in the description for you guys if you want to check it out. But Drive Network has done something where they've talked to Christian von Koenigsegg, the founder of Koenigsegg, and it's just awesome to see a founder or an owner of a car company who's so involved in the car making process, but then also so focused on the quality and just making the best product he can. So having said that, everything about the 1.1 is saving weight. The entire body, the chassis, the wings, the aero kits, I mean, the intake manifold, it's all made out of carbon fiber. Even the wheels are made out of carbon fiber, which Koenigsegg is the first production car company to make wheels out of carbon fiber. They're so light, they weigh about the same as like a cat, a house cat, like at least my cat. My cat's kind of fat though. But they weigh just over 13 pounds. 13 pounds. That's ridiculous. And the wheels are huge. I mean, they're 10 inches wide. They're 19 inches high. The carbon fiber is the way to go. It's the way of the future. And Koenigsegg has done such an amazing job of developing the technology to where they can make carbon fiber wheels that are stronger than aluminum wheels, way less than aluminum wheels. I mean, the wheels are even hollow to save weight. They're hollow. It's ridiculous. The wheels are so well built, too, that they're almost perfectly balanced by the time they are forged. The only thing that messes it up, because they're so light of a wheel, is the valve stem that goes in there so you can pump up the tire full of air is metal, and that throws the balance of the wheel off. Well, to offset this, every tire has a slight difference to it and a little bit of weight difference. So they actually mismatch the wheel and the tire so that they're perfectly balanced. So they don't have to put on unnecessary weights onto the tire because they're trying to save weight. But it's not only about saving weight. You still get luxuries. You get power windows. You get climate control. You get adjustable seats. You get a nice, beautiful interior. You get a rear view camera. I think it's like a 7-inch LCD display screen. It's ridiculous how something so technologically advanced and something that they're just trying to save weight, well, they're bothered to put in power windows. The doors even, they're a double helix door, which means that they pop out and then go up. It's the most amazing door ever. It's so much better than the Lamborghini doors. They're better than butterfly doors. It's the coolest door in the world, and it does weigh more than a normal just hinged door. So they don't care. That's their signature look. They're going to keep it. They're going to figure out the ways to make it as light as possible. And they're just going to keep it in their cars. And I love Koenigsegg for it. And that's actually the reason I like the Koenigsegg more than the Pagani. It's the doors. That's the thing that separates it, honestly. The doors are way cooler than anything else I've ever seen. And it's just genius. Alright guys, that's it for me. That was the number 1 spot on my top 10 supercars. The Koenigsegg 1.1. Really, just the Koenigsegg in general, because they've always been pushing the boundaries of what cars can be and what they can do. If you like what you saw, please subscribe. I'll put a link right there you can subscribe to. It would mean a lot to me if you subscribed. I put a lot of effort into these movies for you guys' enjoyment, and I love doing them, but it also lets me know that you guys like what I'm doing, so give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I haven't decided what I'm going to be doing for the next few weeks with this channel, because I've just finished my top 10 supercars list. So if you guys have any ideas, suggestions, or cars that you would like me to review, you can do so by leaving a comment in the area below to leave comments. So do that. Thanks a lot. Thanks for liking the video. Thanks for subscribing if you do. I appreciate it, guys. You've been awesome. Keep it yagging. I'll see you later.